And say, all praise this glory and honor to Yahweh Hashem El Shai, and honor get double honors for apostle and teachers great no son from my Lord, that's truth. And I just got finished watching Django for the second time. And during ending where you had the main character. Now, if you haven't seen it, it's a cool movie, but it's not going to be necessarily about the movie. But there's a part in the movie how throughout the movie the main character was he was traveling looking for his wife because they got separated, and there were quite a few people he exacted revenge on that pretty much hurt his wife and separated them because they were sold through on different plantations. They're sold to different plantations. And the thing I'm going to focus on in this video is that revenge aspect. How that's not wrong. There's a saying, an eye for an eye. I remember hearing this somewhere. I don't know, but pretty much there was this person that was saying that revenge is wrong, and you have people that believe that to a certain extent today. That taking revenge is wrong. But the beings who you Americans call God and Jesus Christ, they believe in revenge. Revenge is right. But he exacted revenge. He killed the people who fucked with his wife and separated them. Put them through so much hell. And during the last cutscene, he was standing outside of I forgot the guy's name. Leonardo DiCaprio played him, but he was standing outside of a house as he blew it up, because he broke in there and he was going to destroy the I forgot what's the guy's name, the slave owner's house. And there was a nigga in there too. Samuel Jackson was playing a cool nigga, but he stood out there while the house he blew it up with dynamite. There's a flashy explosion, and his wife was sitting on the horse, with a smile on her face and clapping. And that specifically is what gave me the idea for this, because once again, I'm going to read this scripture here, Ecclesiastes 25:7, because it's getting revenge is a good thing. And when you take into consideration all the things that Esau has done to the planet itself, not only to us, but literally to the planet, to the people, it's not a bad thing to repay him what he's done. Because once again, he's done way too much shit to just get away with it. Because you have people that talk about how slavery was a long time ago, which it really wasn't. It hasn't even been 100 years since 100 years hasn't passed since you had our people being hung from fucking lampposts. It hasn't been 100 years. That wasn't too long ago. But yes, Ecclesiastes 25:7, there be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, in the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And that's why you have us, hopeful elect, happy and laughing, rejoicing when, bad news comes to America, such as food shortages, such as possible power grid outages, collapse of the dollar. Because once again, we're, America is nothing but a big prison for our people. You have a few Jakes here and there that, so-called make it or whatever. But for our nation as a whole, this is a big prison. And even the Jakes that make it, they're still suffering. With that whole thing with Will Smith, slapping Chris Rock. There may be celebrities, they may have a lot of money, but like even with Will, they're all going through some shit, Jake is all going through some shit. Doesn't matter if you're rich or poor or big or small. At the end of the day, America it's one big prison for not only us but for also the rest of you Americans as well. And you're all starting to slowly realize that. You have Edomites that you have a lot of Edomites that are realizing that. That there's one guy who's ranting and raving. He's Edomite, but he mentioned something like how how he loves this country, but the country doesn't love him back. But like it's how it says here. Once again, just seeing that last scene, his wife was smiling as he blew up the house, he killed that coon. He blew the slave master's wife away. She had a smile on her face. Why? Because once again, even Esau himself in this, in his justice system believes in getting revenge. In the form, let's say you commit a crime, right? The form of revenge that you get would be, if you get caught, you go through his injustice system and you get your ass put in prison, or you may get put, on death row. There's some type of punishment that's enacted for, the crimes that you may commit, or certain people commit, and Esau, he doesn't let that shit fly. And it's the same with him. There are certain crimes that he's committed that you can't let go. For prime example, the extermination of certain species of animals. These gene splicing with animals. There's this one Edomite that had a heart transplant with a pig. He ended up dying, but still, you're transplanting animal organs into humans. Gene splicing. If you roam YouTube, you'll see just random videos that are shot and taken by just people on the street, a civilian, or some humanoid or some type of weird ass looking creature. Like you probably may know what I'm talking about, but I forgot where it was. But there's these two guys, they're heathens. There's these two guys riding on a motorcycle, and it was at night. They came across some type of humanoid, some shit, it was like some weird shit that you see that comes out that you see in the movie. And it looked, and it was pale. It had it was walking upright, and it's his humanoid type of fucking figure. It turned, looked back at him, and then it kept on trudging along. But you have Esau, whether whether that was something that the Lord has put away somewhere, or whether that you have Esau gene splicing shit, and creating things like that. But Esau thinks he's messing with the Lord's creation. He's messing with life, or at least he's trying to. Trying to undermine the Lord's creation, try to recreate things in his own image. Deuteronomy 32 and 35. I was just looking at, I'm just gonna skim around in that. It's Deuteronomy 32 and 35. To me belongeth vengeance, and when you go into the word vengeance, it means, it goes into revenge and recompense. Their foot shall slide in due time, for the day of their calamity is at hand, and the things that shall come upon them make haste. And like the scripture, and you have others say that God believes in getting revenge. So all you might say that hey, that happened a long time ago. It doesn't matter. There's no statute of limitations on judgment. And, that goes double for, every last one of you, your entire race. Because there's this one scripture that says, against this family have I devised an evil from which you shall not remove your necks. Roughly paraphrasing. When you go to the word family, it goes into nation. In other words, all of you, you may say, hey, I didn't do this, or, my family weren't slave owners. There's another scripture in Isaiah. It talks about pretty much how your children are gonna pay for the sins of their father, something around like that. When you go into it's pretty much, you're going to reincarnation, because your same spirit were in those bodies back then. And you're going to pay for what you've done in your past life. You're going to pay for what you've done in this life. I'm just going to jump around here. You had Lot was kidnapped, and you had Abraham go and get him back. He kicked ass, and he went and got him back. And once again, just seeing how Django went, he tore ass, and he went and he got his wife back, and he exacted revenge for what they did to her and to him. And you have a similar situation here, and the Lord's going to do the same thing. He's going to come, he's going to get his people, and he's going to take revenge, and he's going to tear ass for everything, not only Edomites, but all the other heathens have done. Yeah, like, I don't want to read through all of it. But, that's Genesis 13:14. It goes into that. But I just want to make this quick. Let me see what else I have. Because Isaiah 61:2, this is probably going to be it. 61:1, the Spirit of the Lord Yahweh Shemashah power is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and opening of the prison to them that are bound. And who do all these characteristics apply to? They apply to the Israelites, the Negroes, Native Americans, Latinos, not you Edomites. Because, you have a lot of you white people that say, Jesus is going to come to save you. You niggas don't need to be saved. Why? Because your people control everything. None of you niggas need saving. Our people are the ones that need saving. Like, for example, our people are the only people on this planet that don't have our own country. We don't have our own land. We don't have our own representatives. Who do we have representing us? You niggas. You pale-skinned mutants. You're the ones, when you have these international meetings and whatnot, you attend them. You don't see any of our people attending them. Whenever you see our people in a position of power, who you see over them? You see one of you niggas. You motherfuckers don't need saving from anything. We do.